Hello, and welcome to the series where I show you what I am doing to try and become a web developer. My name's Craig, and this is week 8. This week has been difficult, so the cold that I mentioned at the end of the last video well and truly kicked my ass. So I've been fairly ill this week, and it's really impacted how well I can focus and study web development. So that being said, let's dive in to see how much time I've spent on web development. Total time this week has been 16 hours and 10 minutes, very similar to the previous week, but this has been heavily skewed towards tutorials. I spent 12 hours and 25 minutes on tutorials and 3 hours 45 minutes on projects. I did have a day off on Monday because I was just feeling really naff, and I've had quite a few shorter days. I was really struggling to concentrate just with this cold, and also sneak preview, my November challenge is trying to wake up between 5 and 6 a.m. It isn't going very well. I've tried to take it a little bit easier this week. I'm still not 100%, but I'm feeling a lot better. I've fallen into the trap of doing tutorials this week, which isn't brilliant. Apart from my day off, I did want to do a little bit of web development every day, and tutorials seem to be an answer to that. Not the best answer, but an answer. The only projects that I worked on this week was a little bit on my uncle's website, doing some more like wireframe mock-ups, HTML examples, and a little bit of SCSS practice. A few things on my own site as well, which I'll get into slightly later. So what have I been studying this week? I've made good progress on the HTML email course. It's good so far. It's introduced conditional statements, which they're being used to change the styling or HTML markup for either Outlook or IE email clients. It's pretty cool stuff. Maybe not cool, but it's interesting. I've been watching the videos twice. So the first time I watch it and write notes by hand. I feel that when I write notes by hand, they just stick in my head a lot better. And then the second time through, I code along with it. So I actually get a bit of muscle memory, I guess, when typing, and it's another review of it. I probably should do it a third time without notes or the video and see where I get stuck. Maybe I'll have to try that next week. We'll see. I've watched 2 SkillShare classes on SCSS, kind of the basics, understanding what it is, how to install it, some of the syntax that's used. I find it's quite powerful, really good to organize your code, and partials seem really interesting. I need to look into them a little bit more detail, just kind of understand best practices, maybe, how to organize it a little bit more. I do feel the answer to that is going to be, it depends on the project. Mixins are also something that I want to look into further, part of SCSS. Only one of the courses I watched touched on it, and I just want to have a bit more of a grasp on it. I will say that the first class that I watched wasn't brilliant. It was a little bit disjointed and repeated itself, and it seemed like part of the class was missing. I'm not sure. It was only 50 minutes long, and it did introduce the basics fairly quickly, so I can't fault it for that. One other thing that I've been looking into this week is Google Search Console. So my site is up and running with the coming soon page that I showed, I think 2 episodes ago maybe. I haven't done too much to my site, but I wanted to see if it was ranking on Google, and it isn't. So I've tried to add a few keywords in there. I've done a site map, an XML file, uploaded that to the Search Console, and I've requested indexing. Now it's just a bit of a waiting game to see if my site will get indexed or not properly. Some people say it takes days to weeks to months. I just guess I need to develop my website so it's got the keywords and it's optimized for its use. And unfortunately, that's really it for week 8. I'm not going to dive into the computer because the only project I could show you was the basic example I was doing with SCSS, and it's really not worth it, if I'm honest. Next week I need to have a focus on doing projects, building my time back up and still recover from this cold. I would like to do 25 hours again next week. Probably focusing a bit more on my uncle's website. I've got a meeting with him to discuss details a bit more, get more of a concrete idea of what he's after, and maybe look at my own website again. All the links to the resources will be down below. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I will catch you all later.